fastest men in history, the quiet genius behind sprinting's greatest era. The greatest athletes ever, Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Cristiano Ronaldo, seemed destined for greatness since birth. But the GOATs didn't become great by sheer talent alone. Because with every legendary athlete came one coach that made them great. Michael Jordan had Phil Jackson teach him team basketball. Muhammad Ali had the legendary trainer, Angelo Dundee. Cristiano Ronaldo had Sir Alex Ferguson as a father figure. And for Usain Bolt, the fastest man ever, he met that man walking into Racers Track Club in 2004. A quiet Jamaican coach named Glenn Mills. This coach helped build the fastest man in history. In the world of track and field, we only celebrate the athletes, the world records, the gold medals. But behind every great athlete is a coach to guide them. And in the history of sprinting, one coach stands above them all. His name is Glenn Mills. Mills is the mastermind behind some of the fastest humans who have ever lived. He coached the world's fastest man, Usain Bolt. He coached the second fastest man ever, Johan Blake. Between those two athletes, Mills helped produce two of the fastest 100-meter times ever run, two of the fastest 200-meter times ever run, and helped create the fastest relay ever ran in sprinting history. And if that wasn't enough, he is still shaping the future of sprinting today, coaching Jamaica's rising superstar, Oblique Seville. For over 5 decades, Glenn Mills has quietly built champions, and many believe he is the greatest sprint coach who has ever lived. Ironically, Glenn Mills did not become famous for running fast. In fact, he stopped trying and quit the sport. Mills grew up in Jamaica and joined the track team at Camberdown High School. He was briefly mentored early in his career by the legendary Olympic gold medalist Donald Quarry. But after competing for a short time, he realized something important. He wasn't going to become a great sprinter. So instead of chasing medals, he chased knowledge. Mills stayed around the track, watching practices, studying technique, and learning how great athletes moved. Eventually, he began helping coach younger runners. That decision would eventually change the history of sprinting. In 1987, he was appointed the head coach of the Jamaican Olympic athletics team, a position he held for more than 2 decades. During that time, athletes under his leadership won 71 World Championship medals and 33 Olympic medals. But his greatest achievements were still ahead of him. In the 1980s, Mills started something ambitious, a training group called the Racers Track Club. The goal was simple: create the greatest sprint training environment in the world. The club trained in Kingston, Jamaica, at the University of the West Indies. Over time, it became a hub for elite athletes from around the Caribbean and beyond. Some of the key sprinters coached by Glenn Mills included Kim Collins, 2003 World 100-meter champion; Oblique Seville, the reigning 100-meter world champion; Antonio Watson, 400-meter world champion; Zarnell Hughes, British 100-meter and 200-meter record holder; Caron Stewart, Olympic silver medalist; Ray Stewart, World Championship 100-meter silver medalist; Warren Weir, Olympic 200-meter bronze medalist; Dwayne Chambers, World Indoor 60 meters champion; Toby Amushan, 100-meter hurdle world record holder; Orlando Bennett, World Championship hurdle silver medalist; Daniel Bailey, World Championship finalist; Aileen Bailey, Olympic 4x1 gold medalist. These athletes helped prove that Mills could develop world-class speed. But then one young sprinter arrived who would change everything. In 2004, a tall, talented, young Jamaican named Usain Bolt approached Glenn Mills after a disappointing Olympic experience. Bolt had enormous potential, but his technique was messy. His stride mechanics were inefficient, and he relied too much on raw talent. Mills saw something different. He saw a future legend. Over the next 2 years, Mills completely rebuilt Bolt's sprinting technique. He focused on improving stride rhythm, increasing stride frequency, balancing Bolt's long frame, and teaching him how to stay relaxed at top speed. One of Mills' most famous ideas was simple: just relax. He taught Bolt what he called the law of reversed effort. In sprinting, pushing too hard can actually slow you down. Tension in the muscles reduces speed, so Bolt learned to run loose and relaxed, almost like he was floating down the track. Then came the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Bolt shattered the world record in the 100 meters with a 9.69. Then he broke the 200 meter world record and then helped Jamaica to a world record in the 4x1 relay. 3 gold medals, 3 world records, and the world had just witnessed the birth of the fastest man in history. But Glenn Mills wasn't done. While Bolt was dominating the world, another sprinter was rising inside the same training group. A young Jamaican nicknamed the Beast, Yohan Blake. When Blake joined Racers Track Club, he was incredibly talented, but also raw and inconsistent. Mills immediately noticed problems with his biomechanics. His posture was all off, his arm swing was limited, his acceleration mechanics were inefficient. So Mills rebuilt Blake's sprinting technique piece by piece. Year by year, Blake got faster. In 2009, he became the youngest sprinter ever to break 10 seconds in the 100 meters. Then in 2011, he shocked the world at the World Championships in Daegu. Bolt false started in the final, and Blake won the gold medal. At just 21 years old, he became the youngest 100-meter world champion ever. Then in 2012, he ran 9.69 seconds, tying the second fastest time ever in the 100 meters. And later that same year, he ran 19.26 in the 200 meters, the second fastest time ever recorded. Only one man in history had run faster: his training partner, Usain Bolt. So, what made Glenn Mills such a great coach? His philosophy was simple but incredibly precise. First of all, technique is everything. Mills believed sprinting was a precision event where tiny improvements could produce huge results. A slight improvement in ground contact time, repeated across 45 strides, could change an entire race. Second, speed and endurance must be trained together. Many coaches separate pure speed training from speed endurance. Mills believed they must be developed simultaneously. Sprinters needed the ability to reach top speed and then maintain it. Third, less training can sometimes be better. As competitions approached, Mills actually reduced training volume. This allowed athletes to stay fresh, explosive, and powerful. Finally, training the mind was just as important as training the body. Mills believed confidence and relaxation were essential to running fast. His athletes learned to compete without fear because fear creates tension and tension kills speed. One of Mills' greatest coaching achievements was managing the rivalry between Bolt and Blake. Both trained together, both pushed each other to the limit, and both were capable of running historically fast times. Every day at practice was basically an Olympic final. Blake pushed Bolt, Bolt pushed Blake, and Mills orchestrated the entire thing. The result, two of the fastest sprinters the world has ever seen, training side by side. Even after Bolt retired, Glenn Mills never stopped coaching. Today, he continues to lead Racers Track Club in Kingston, and one of his newest stars is Oblique Seville, the reigning world champion in the 100 meters. Seville represents the next chapter of Jamaican sprinting. And once again, Glenn Mills is guiding the process. Decades after he started coaching, Mills is still producing world-class speed. Think about the numbers for a moment. Athletes coached by Glenn Mills have won 71 World Championship medals and 33 Olympic medals. And they have produced the fastest and second fastest 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100 meters ever run in history. Those records belong to Usain Bolt and Yohan Blake, but the man that helped create them, that belongs to Glenn Mills. Through patience, technical mastery, and a deep understanding of speed, Mills helped transform Jamaica into the sprint capital of the world.